evening and welcome to Conversations with Cathy. Conversations with Cathy.
Welcome. It's another Friday night and I'm very excited to see you all here. Oops, there's a feedback. Welcome. It's another there. I'm very
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back. Good evening and welcome to Conversations with Cathy.
Okay, take two. Good evening. It's another Friday night and welcome to episode 9 of Conversations with Cathy. Can you believe this is now our ninth episode? So thank you all for spending part of your Friday night with us. And we'd like to know where you are watching from. Please place it in the comments box. Also, tonight we are also broadcasting or simulcasting from both YouTube and our Facebook page. But eventually, we are going to migrate to YouTube. So if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, click the bell so that you don't miss anything. All our episodes are on our Conversations with Cathy YouTube channel. So if you'd like to watch the episodes that you missed, they're all there. And starting next Friday, I believe we will be exclusively on YouTube. So please make sure that you subscribe. I'm very excited for our show tonight. But first, I would like to greet some people. Leia Erigel, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Beat from Maryland. Oh, Ryan, all the way from Tagum in Davao. Hi, Elsa, watching from Cebu. And hi, Maita. Thank you. And to everyone else who is online now and watching us. I'm really excited for our show tonight because we have some of the, how would I describe it, the icons, the best thespians in film, television, and theater. But tonight, we're not going to talk so much about the showbiz side of them, but we are going to show you a different side, or we'll go into the more personal side of our special guests this evening. So please stay with us for the duration of the show. Hi, Gelsi from Jakarta. Hello, Chari. Oh, hello, Shamay. Yes, right on time. Hi, Anna from Batangas. Wow, and Eliza from Cavite. So, hello, Malu. I see you from Canada. So, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Okay, so let's begin. Our first guest for Positive Pivots. So, Positive Pivots is the segment where we feature people, organizations, or individuals who have indulged in their passion during this pandemic, or they have pivoted, they have shifted sort of into another career because of the circumstances that we are living in right now. And our guest tonight for Positive Pivots is a really great example of a successful pivot. Rachel, let us hello, Noni. So our guest for tonight on Positive Pivots needs no further introduction. He's like one of the best. Kami akong best actor ngayong gabi. So that's why ako parang I'm like so excited to have you all here on the episode tonight. But thank you, Noni, for joining us this evening. And I know Shamaine is watching right now. So
Hi, Shamaine.
hi, Shamaine.
Thanks, Cathy.
Yes. So
Thanks for
I want
inviting me.
yes, of course. I mean, since I tasted your Honestly Laing, I said, wow, this is like an example of a really successful and really great pivot. So, Honestly Laing started during this pandemic lang, correct?
Yes, just I think I would say maybe a couple of months ago, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out what I can do. There's so much time.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much TV assignments.
Right.
I'd be yeah, and so I said I needed to get myself busy and also have maybe start thinking about how to earn money.
Okay.
Yes, and so I said, but it has to be something that I like to do
Right.
because that's how I grew up, and that's been ingrained in me. And so,
Yeah.
and I said, okay, I like to cook, and I know that well, there's this lying dish which I learned from my
Mhm.
mother-in-law
Right.
that I know, and I'm confident that a lot of people uh, enjoy because I've been serving this to a lot of friends and co-workers. Sometimes I bring it to taping, shooting, and I just give it and share it with them, and they enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
So
this
that's how
lying
I got into this. Yeah.
yeah, this lying has been ano na pala, popular to like your
Yeah.
colleagues and your friends, no, your
Yeah.
close friends. And this is a recipe of Shamaine's mom, correct?
Yes. That's
Okay.
where I learned this dish. Well,
Yeah.
she's Bicolana.
Mm-hmm.
They're Bicolana, and of course, I've tried all sorts different ways of cooking. No, there's a common way in Bicol, in especially the one I'm familiar with in Naga.
Right.
But it varies, iba-iba. May mas maraming gata, may mga ano. Pero the basic thing is that, see, I'm actually doing this as we speak. I'm kind of
Wow.
cutting
All the
all these.
leaves.
Yeah,
Yeah, ang
this
galing.
is very tedious actually.
Right.
Sugar, yeah. So they're dried. In English, I just discovered that gabi is taro. Pala they call it taro.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
taro leaves, they're dried, and I think before they used to dry it out in the sun, but
Mm-hmm.
now I think yung mga industries like Dizon Farms and all these big line producers, these
Yeah.
taro leaf producers, they have their own drying machine already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's the main difference. And then so that's where I learned it from my mother-in-law. She used to cook it until she became she became sick already, and then I would keep asking her
Yeah.
details, ganyan, how to cook it and how to yung proportions and everything.
Oh.
Yun.
Oh,
Mm.
there.
Yeah,
Is that,
yeah.
yeah, that's
That's
her.
my Yep. That's
Oh,
my mama, Shamaine's mother,
yes.
Nena Centenera. Yeah,
Yes.
she just
Wow.
passed away last year. Yeah.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. It's a good thing
Mhm.
that she was able to, you were able to pick it up. So, were you practicing cooking the lying while she was still around?
I was telling you, I like to hang out and sometimes I take a peek or watch. I'm naturally interested when somebody's cooking something,
Right.
especially when it's something that I don't know how to cook. And so,
Mhm.
pinapanood ko siya, and then she would let me taste it and ask me
Yes.
what else do I want. She would always let me check for her if it's
Oh,
already good enough, balanced enough, and stuff like that.
nice. Yeah. And this passion for cooking, Charmaine said that you are the family, parang the unofficial family chef. So, this passion that you have
Mhm.
for cooking, is this rooted in your childhood? Did you like, hang out with your mom and all that?
Yeah. Well, we belong to a family of well, we're 11 children. One brother died, and so when we were growing up,
Mm-hmm.
my mom was a housewife, and she cooked a lot, and she also baked, and she also sold some food to relatives and people
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right.
But
Oh,
um,
okay.
but and we're hello there.
Yeah. You kind of like froze, but I think we can still hear you. So maybe you'll
Hello?
there. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
So you would go with
yeah.
her to
And
the
then
market. Yeah.
and then I would go down. She would take me with her to the market, carry her bayong for her
Mm-hmm.
when I was like 11. And sometimes I would hang out. Sometimes because I was like, I was uh, a heavy fat kid. And so
Oh,
because I love to eat a lot. And so like
okay.
I was hungry ahead of everybody else. So
All right.
I like to hang around the kitchen and just do chores for her, chop this and chop the onions and the garlic and watch her as a kid. And then so as a reward, she would let me taste the food ahead of everybody else. It's
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So
It pays to hang out with. It pays to hang out with mom. Yeah.
yeah, and
Oh,
so
that.
like yeah, but it's something that I'm interested in. I like food
Mm-hmm.
basically. Yeah.
Right. So at home, in your home, you cook. You do most of the cooking. Is that right?
Yes, or I do most of it, or I supervise
Oh.
meals and how to cook it. At some point in our lives, we had a cook before, and so she did the cooking. But I had instructed her on how to cook these dishes, and because I was
Wow.
particular with
With the
meals.
thing.
I don't
Yeah.
know too many things or fancy dishes, but
Mhm.
the ones that I know, I try my best to cook it well and let
Right.
other people enjoy it. Yeah.
That's right. Wow.
Mm-mm.
Masarap. So, I'm sure masarap lagi yung pagkain sa bahay ninyo
Sa
because you.
bahay na. Well, sometimes naman nag-fail pag kami bago. Yeah. Yeah.
Part of the experimentation, di
Yeah,
ba?
you have to take the risk. Yeah.
That's right.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, Laing, you have I think that's a really cute, that's a really cute name. Did you think of that? Honestly, Laing.
Yeah, because I said in the beginning, well, I didn't really give it much thought,
Okay.
but
Oh,
but uh, but in the beginning, I thought of okay, so I will sell the lying that I serve to my friends and
yes.
family, and everybody, my even my mother-in-law was saying, ang
Hmm.
mahal-mahal niyang
Oh,
ang ingredients because I really we just splurge on it on the gata and
right.
the the shrimp and there's no cutting corners and so I said okay then it has to be an honest way of cooking laing and so I just said okay laing sounds like lying so
Laing.
I say okay well, it might be like honestly laing parang it's like a pun or
Uh-huh.
something like that. Oh. But yeah, ganun lang. So,
Yeah, but it
the whole idea is that I'm trying to come up with this dish, not cutting corners or not making tipid on the
yes, yes,
ingredients and mixing it and doing it as it is served at home and with the friends and family that when they enjoyed it before. Yeah.
right, right, yeah. I like this that you're cutting your lying leaves as you know as we are
Sorry.
having this conversation. No, 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 no. That's really all right, diba?
I
It's
only
like
cut this much.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, and see.
So
Um,
recently I learned no
mhm,
because I'm not Bicolano from a
yeah.
cousin that because my mother-in-law cuts
Okay.
with scissors. Ayun pala, meron silang tawag in Bicol is kinit, which is punit in
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog. So
Mm-hmm.
they tear it pala with ano, and then they have this fork that they tear it,
Mm-hmm.
they shred it, and then they
Okay.
get the hard parts out. Ganon. So that's what I'm trying now.
Trying to emulate, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you know, I know why you're lying is like and I just want to tell the audience it's really the best lying that you know. I love lying. Okay, so
Thank you.
and honestly lying is really the best and it's authentic and it's authentically Bicolano. And I think that's why it's also very good, Noni, because you put your whole heart and soul into it. Imagine you're very hands-on from cutting the leaves to cooking. And so I guess you know how that is. You
and
feel all the passion that the cook puts into it.
and haggling with the market vendor
Oh, kita mo na. From moment of purchase pala until
so that I don't have to scrimp on the ingredients.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. So, and I know you just come and deliver once a week to Metro Manila, right? Every Tuesday. Is that
Tuesdays
right?
for
Yeah.
now, yeah. Mm,
Every Tuesday. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, your friend Gary Puno says, Anthony Buencamino, we're excited to get our laing on Tuesday. Oh,
That's my cousin-in-law.
oh okay.
Yeah,
There. And
yeah,
Alia
yeah.
is saying, hi, Noni.
Hi,
So it's Alia's birthday today. Happy
happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
Yeah.
Alia.
Yeah. So I really encourage all of you, you know, please try. If you like lying, then you must try Noni's Honestly Lying. So thank you, Noni, for like putting your heart and soul into this
Thank
dish.
you.
And, I look forward to getting my lying too next week,
Yes,
remember?
you will on Tuesday.
Yes, that's
I'll
right. Yeah.
message you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. And I'll let you go. I'll let you
Thank
go now
you.
and focus on cutting your lying leaves. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you,
Thank
Noni.
you.
We'll be
Bye.
right back. Thank you. Bye.
Mm-mm.
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back.
Okay. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now we go into the main. We don't have a do good be kind segment just for this week. We will have that again. We'll have that again next Friday evening. So now we will bring you our main guest, and I'm really very excited and happy that you know that they agreed to be on the show this evening. I've known them well because of the showbiz connection. I've known them for a long time, and I'm actually a huge fan of their work. You know, so we're here to talk about tonight a lot of things. A lot of things have happened in their lives over the last over the last 5 to 6 months. But also, you know, they've been together for 40 years, and that is really an achievement and a milestone that needs to be celebrated and something that we can all learn from. So, I'd like to bring in our special guests for this evening, Mr. Christopher De Leon and Miss Sandy Andolong.
Hello there, Cathy.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm like so happy to have you both. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Cathy. I'm
Yes,
Cathy. Yeah.
I think Sandy I met before now, but can you believe that this is the first time that I think I am like conversing with Christopher? Can you believe that? Yeah. I mean, but yeah, but I've been really like a huge, no, that's true. I've been a huge fan of both your,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
yes. So
We
thank
follow you also.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah.
we're in touch. Kathy and I
Yes,
are in
we
touch.
are. We're friends on all our social media platforms, right?
Yes.
Yes. So let's start with the last 5 to 6 months of your lives. Um,
Wow.
there's
Okay.
been a lot of things have happened. So how has that been? And how did you like sail through that? You got sick in March, no, March 17, right, Sandy? Yeah, March
Yeah.
17. And then you came out of it. And then, yeah, what was that COVID experience? What was that COVID experience like for both of you?
Yeah. Actually, this COVID thing is just for a lot of people who got it. No, it's either it's mild flu or it's a severe flu. Parang that's the reason why we have to ano quarantine ourselves is wag makahawa, no,
Yes,
but it's a if it's a severe flu or severe COVID, uh tapos you have a condition,
yes,
no,
Yes.
that's different, that's a different story.
that's right.
That's a different story. So we just have to be cautious about if some people get it, you just be cautious of, talagang isolate yourself. Kasi parang, di ba yung flu, pag somebody in the house, parang somebody gets a flu,
Everyone gets it.
everyone gets it, di ba?
That's right. Yeah.
That's the parang idea of what's
Mm.
happening right now. But unfortunately, talaga na it's spreading all over. So we just have to be careful
And
and
considerate.
yeah, consider it.
Right. Yeah.
Symptomatic. But my experience was I was in the hospital for several days, and
Mhm.
then the doctor told me to just go home because you're better off
At home.
in the house, quarantine yourself, and then after several days, I went to the hospital again, and then voila, they tested me again, and then uh, I came out negative, and
Negative.
thank God.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't, did you get, what were your symptoms like, or what was that like for you when you were sick? Did you get the mild variant or the,
I
The
got the
mild
mild one, but it
wow,
was actually uh, my bones or my back was aching and all that. So you know what you have to do is just to stretch, especially
yeah,
your lungs, and stretch and then do your exercise if you can, and hit the sun as much as you can. You take all the vitamins, all you need, zinc, C, multivitamins, and yeah, just be
right.
careful.
Yeah, and it's good that you're like okay and you didn't have any residual. Because some other people, it takes them a long time before they like fully recover from it. Was that your experience?
No.
Not really. No, no. I was up and about after that test, and then I started really working out. Um, and so we went to our province,
Lobo.
Lubo.
Yes.
It just actually 14 days. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Actually,
That's
16.
16, yeah.
16.
From the time he came home, he was advised to quarantine for 14 days.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then after that, he tested negative. Okay na. He was okay already.
That's good. That's good. And what was that?
By the grace of God,
Yeah, by the grace
through
of
prayers, we
And you need a lot of prayers when
Yeah.
you're in quarantine. That's the real effect of this thing. You get in touch, you be one with God again, and then you're not busy. You're always thinking of, God all the time.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. And what was that like for you, Sandy, when he was, when he was sick?
At first, my reaction was, I knew that he was going to be okay. So I went with him to the hospital so that I can get tested.
Mm-mm.
There was no fear naman, but talagang I felt that God was with me, in me. So I was surrounded by mostly patients who were having a lot of symptoms. But then I felt na I'm covered. I'm okay.
Yeah.
So when my test came out negative, yon. But then it was pretty hard. Medyo nag-cave in ako when he was in the hospital. It was pretty hard because it was just the start of COVID eh. And it
Right.
became a stigma for people.
Yes.
Yung like, it was like some people, not all, no, were treating you like, ay, nako, yung stay away from them, and we were not allowed to go out, even to buy food, And so, he didn't know the time. I was always crying, But then, in my heart, I would always pray. I would just cry out to God and pray to give me the strength. Yun na nga, my favorite verse nga I always put in my heart and in my mind when that happens. Yung sa Psalm 94:18 to 19, when I said that my foot was slipping, your steadfast love, O Lord God, supported me.
That's
When
beautiful.
anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought joy to my soul. Yun yung
Yeah.
hanging on to God's word and faith. Yun. And Psalm 91, that's our favorite also.
Psalm 91. Yes.
The
You
whole
have to.
of Psalm 91.
Exactly. Yeah. Psalm 91.
So I was also thankful. I was surrounded by really good Christian friends.
Mhm.
And even we have our Bible study groups, different groups.
Right.
So they all prayed with me.
The effect of this pandemic is like you get together like us, like right now we talk
So
about this and encourage each other and they pray for each other and all that.
Exactly.
That's the positive side of what's happening right now.
Yeah.
We don't need positive, we need negative, no? But still, kailangan.
That's true. Yes. It's a different kind of positive. Yeah. That's
You-
positive. Yeah.
But the thing is, we just have to be encouraging others.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true. That's
Move on,
true.
move on.
I agree. Yeah. And then, so, yeah, by the grace of God, okay, you made it through, nalampasan nyo yon. And then, your mom, right? Your mom got sick and she passed away in July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was COVID-free already when my mom, yung condition of my mom worsened. She was also having anxieties at that time. No? So, but she didn't want to go to the hospital, so nag-palliative care na lang yung
With
mami.
the help of a friend.
Yeah, with the help of a friend. And she was staying with my sister, Tony, and they would take care of her.
And we would visit.
We would visit every so often and check her, and then until that time when my sister called up, and she was she was really serious that time already. So we had to go, but so when after that she was
When
okay.
when she heard Christopher's voice, nabuhayan si Noni. Yeah, really.
Talaga?
They were saying
I'm the only boy in the
her,
family. Kasi.
Yes.
her
Yeah.
oxygen level is really low already, and she's ready to go. But by the time we got there, as soon as she heard Christopher say, "Ma, I'm here. I love you. You'll be okay." Biglang nabuhayan siya.
Oh,
And it normalized again yung mga BP niya and everything. So
Wow.
she stayed on for a couple of more days.
But that, yeah, a couple of days. But the problem was because of this pandemic all over the world. I have two sisters. Kasi,
Yes.
five in the family. So I have two sisters. Si Pinky,
Pinky.
Leon,
Yes.
who lives in LA, and then Corey lives in Chicago.
Okay.
The bad part is they cannot travel. They cannot go back. That time
Manila.
it was like everybody was strict about this pandemic. So yun lang. And then right away after she went back home, I mean,
Yes.
to our
Yes.
creator, they had to cremate her right away. That's the process right now.
Right.
Na hindi COVID ang sakit
Yes.
mo,
Yes.
na kinikremate ka agad. So that was very that was very hard for my two sisters who were away. They were not able to. They were not able to buy and be there.
And I know you're very close. Yeah. Go ahead, Sandy.
It's a good thing. We have Zoom, we have video calls, so they were able to talk to her. Actually, even the apos, like our children who are living
Right.
abroad,
Right.
they were able to say their last goodbye to their own.
That's right. Yeah, this pandemic really makes it so difficult. It's difficult enough to lose someone that you love, harder because yan na nga of all these, of all of these restrictions. No? So it makes it makes it a bit more complicated.
It
than
is.
usual. Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
of course, absolutely.
But actually, I was saying to Christopher, we're really still blessed, especially si Mommy, because at the time that it happened, we can
Yes.
still go out and be with her.
That's
Yeah.
right.
She passed away when at the age of 92.
Wow.
92.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Wow. 92.
91 actually. 91. Yeah.
1991. Yeah.
91 years old. So, pwede na.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long and full life. What do you miss about your mom, Christopher? I mean, because you're our only boy, right? Yeah. So,
It's her voice. It's her, when she
Humor.
calls me and when she loves to laugh a lot. Our conversation when she was staying here, here for a couple of years, and she stayed with us for a couple of years. So the conversation, her smell. And I miss her smell, her laughter. I miss her laughter, and she's astig yung mami.
Very strong.
Very strong.
very
astig.
strong. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strong. Yes. And
She's half German, half Jew, and then waray pa. So
kaya. Yeah, so I'm sure you miss all those things about all those things about her, and I know nga you're like a very close family. But you have now an almost empty nest. Am I correct?
Yes. We
Almost
just have
empty.
one out of the 5. We just have our bunso with us.
That's right. And everyone is where are your children? Are they all in the US or?
Our eldest
Is in-
son is in New Zealand
New Zealand.
with a wife and a daughter. And then the second one is in San Francisco with a son and a wife. And then Gabriel, our youngest son, is living in Brooklyn with a wife, Cami, and Marielle is by herself.
In
Oh,
Brooklyn, also in Brooklyn.
Also in Brooklyn.
also in Brooklyn. At least magkasama, no? They're
Very
like
near, very near the brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
right. So you have three, correct? Three grandchildren. Tama ba?
Just
Three?
two. I
Just
know.
two.
We have
I have four.
Four.
I have
Four
4.
grandchildren. Wow.
Ian.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right. Two together. Yeah. And you have been together for 40 years. Correct?
Yeah.
40 years.
Zero. Four
Yeah.
zero. Yeah, 40 years. So
Yes.
I mean that's like I was telling you earlier, Sandy, that's like an achievement. You know, it's so hard to reach that. Yeah, Diane says, we admire you for having one of the strongest marriages in the intrigue and temptation laden world of showbiz. We also admire you for being open about having COVID when most people hide it and don't want anyone to know they got infected. Correct, Diane. But yeah, you know, it takes a lot. I mean, especially in, you know, we all know that, especially in showbiz, it's hard to make a marriage work, and you're both from the business. So, what? How did you? How did you do it? That you're both
Uh,
in the industry.
well,
Yeah, that's
by yeah, it was. It's not all a bed. It's not
Yeah,
a bed of roses.
we
I
had our
mean,
problems, our
Yeah.
struggles.
we would fight. And the
And,
early years, we would like
The
really.
enemy, one time or what, a few times tried to break our marriage, our family.
Right.
But you know,
Because
uh,
of the children at the same time.
Yeah.
Kasi,
it's
we have to.
solid rock commitment. Dapat grounded on God.
Yes. Right.
God be
So,
really present in everything.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
and then at the same time, nung after several years, we would, just enjoy ourselves. And then after first few years, medyo shaky and mid part, but now we're like, especially now during the pandemic. I mean,
We're very, very.
I
Ano,
I always look for her. Where are you? Where are you coming?
Oh, cute.
yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't like me to go out.
supporting each other.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's break down. Let's break down the 40 years into decades. No, how if I'd like to ask you to describe. Let's go through it by decade. How would you describe each decade, or what do you remember the most about
Sige
that
nga, go on.
decade? So
Okay, let's not go into deck. Okay,
Details.
it's 40 years. No,
40. Yeah.
you have it na lang in three segments. No,
Okay. Sige.
there's joyful,
Okay.
there's sorrowful, and
Okay.
now glorious.
Oh.
When you reach, I think, a certain time in your life and age that you've known each other for so long, and you're able to accept each other's shortcomings, and it's easy for you to forgive, and the love does not waver or lessen, especially when, of course, like what we always say, it's grace. It's grace, yung foundation of that love. We don't too much yung rely on yung human love for each other. It's more of God's love taking over your love for each other.
Right.
So we're at that point now. Na we're so comfortable. We know how much, how we value each other very much, how much we love each other, and
Yes.
yun, parang one can't live without the other at this
Oh, wow.
at this point.
That's
Yeah.
that's really wonderful. And all your sons are married, right? All three of them.
All three of our sons, yes.
All three of your sons are married. So what, you know, well, actually, I should have asked them this question, but I know access to them. What are the lessons that the best lessons you think that they've seen in the two of you that they carried into their own relationships? What best lessons have you passed on to them?
I think they're all uh, they embrace life as and their toughness, and they're all
Mhm.
they're all out there struggling, but they're all tough, and they,
Right.
yeah, and one thing, another thing about this COVID thing is we
Yeah.
were able to you know get in touch with them, and then you know we uh, we have the time
Now we have
together.
all the time to share with them God's word. Like every time, at least now, like we do it once a week. He starts it. We It started with sharing verses with them, and then we end up praying together. And now it has begun. We have started doing Bible study now with them. We told them we tell them ahead of time. We started with John
Mhm.
to Revelations, and then Genesis to New Testament. We tell them ahead of time, oh, read John chapter 1 or chapter 1 to 2, and then we'll talk about it later tonight.
Galing,
But
galing.
we're
Yeah,
able to share with
right,
them.
right. They're also, you're also in the faith, diba? Which is really
Which is
beautiful. Yeah.
important for any parent,
Yes.
for them to be able to get that strength that they need,
Mhm.
faith in whatever storm or trials that they will go through.
Right.
Importante sa amin as parents that they know that God never leaves them.
Mhm. That's true.
God goes before them, is
Yeah.
beside them, and behind them all the time in any situation.
Right, right. I have a question. You're both in the industry, but none of the children really followed. Am I right? In the Marielle, well, she
They
was.
tried actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Sigat,
si
no?
Gabriel is an actor in New York. He's a
Oh,
member of the Borough Acting School. So before the COVID, he was going to be an apprentice of a professor or a teacher, pala,
mhm.
uh,
Later.
facilitator. And then si Marielle right now is
So
modeling
modeling,
into
yeah.
modeling in New York.
Yeah.
The other day lang nga, uh, her face was on Times Square
Yeah.
up
There.
there.
Yeah, I
Times
saw that
Square.
on your IG. Right. Wow.
Oh, my daughter up there.
Right. Right.
Actually, she didn't see it. It was a friend who saw it,
Oh,
Picture.
okay.
and shared it with her. Yes.
Yeah. How is that like? When you when
Ex-
you when
Sorry,
you
excuse
go.
me.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The one uh, who lives in New Zealand is a
A
professor,
teacher.
a teacher of animation school in an animation
Animation.
school.
Animation school.
It's
Okay.
a college, and they have a course animation. So
Wow.
they got him as a teacher because it's where he studied. Also, he has two bachelor's degree,
Mhm.
one here
Yes.
and then in New Zealand.
So
One
yeah,
in,
they're sort of like in the arts.
in the
Pare-
art.
Yeah,
Yes,
in the
correct.
arts. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
Well, because the genes are very strong. So, you would be surprised nga if they were not, right? So now it turns out pala they're all there. What is the experience like, of having to let go, of your children, and because they're all like away from you?
yes. With the first one, I had a hard time, no? Kasi
Yes.
first one to leave. So I was always crying. Hinatid ko pa yan when we left for the States. I would
Oh,
always cry, especially the time
She would always,
set them
Sandy
up.
would always set them up.
okay.
Like the first one, si Rafael,
The
and then second
second,
in
but
San
not
Francisco,
Gabriel.
and not Gabriel. He got married kasi
Kasi he was
right.
married already when he left.
Yeah.
Right.
It was difficult at first.
Mhm.
And then
Purging.
the second one, medyo okay naman. It took him a while to settle there.
Yeah.
But then now, okay na siya. He's not even thinking of coming home for good.
Okay, he has a life there now. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I'm just happy like my grandson, our grandson was able to settle down well now. He's doing well in school and he's very good in drawing. He plays the guitar
Yeah.
and he takes karate lessons also. He's
Oh,
very active. That's why we're really happy. And
And he wants to be, he wants to join the um, Air Force. He wants to join the
okay. Yeah.
he's having a hard time with our daughter, Maria.
I was gonna ask that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for up to this time he cannot let go.
Still,
Really? Oh.
yeah. Of course, our bunso
The
is
two
here,
girls.
so
Okay.
that's
So
no problem with our bunso because
siya
he's always here.
we would
But-
call only mga twice, 3 times in a week. Pero siya, he calls her every day.
Every night.
That's so cute. Yeah, he's very protective. Well, before I continue, I have a video from one of your sisters. Okay, Cholo. And yeah, we can play it.
Wow. Who's sister?
Hi, Christopher. Hi, Sandy.
There you go.
Nice physically. Really, I pray that one day soon we can all congregate again as a family. It's been a while. So, and also I'd like to thank you, Sandy Pala, for including me in your Bible study. I love it. I love seeing you guys. At least in Zoom, we see each other and we praise and worship the Lord. And that for me is a real blessing. Thank you so much. I just want to let you know that I always pray for you and your family, for your protection, for your provision. And of course, Christopher, I prayed for you when you were sick, and I thank God for healing you completely. And I super love it also when you checked up on me when I was sick, and I love it. I felt so stronger. So I guess it's the brotherly touch, and so I thank you for that. So always take care of yourself and stay safe. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm just here. I'm a phone call away in case you need me, and that I'm always thinking about you guys, praying for you and for your safety. God bless you both. I love you so much. Goodbye.
Oh wow, love you, Tony.
Love you, Tony.
Love
Yeah.
Thank you.
We
So-
pray every night also.
For everyone.
Yeah. So you are ano pala, very protective, and very caring brother too. So that's wonderful.
I should be.
He's
I'm
the only
boy.
son.
Oo nga, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah, no.
Go ahead.
But he passed away at a very young, 6 months old. So
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Parang I think I read about that. Yeah. So it's you and Pinky and Melissa, Tony and Tori, right? Yeah.
Yes, Cathy. Yes.
All girls. Yeah, all girls.
girls.
All girls. Oo nga. Yeah. So if I were to ask you what in the 40 years, no, what would be like the two biggest challenges that you have had to face as a couple, and how were you able to, overcome it? What would those two challenges be?
Well, first I was like the first few years I was like a wild boy, a wild boy, painted down red. And then I got over that, and she was able to handle that. Thank God. And then there was one time. There was this thing that happened in our life that was kind of shaped us.
Yes.
Shook us. It was Miguel.
Yes. Yung my son's cancer, I think,
But
my
it's
son's journey with cancer,
yeah,
Yes.
it's all healed already.
2014.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
And
more than
after,
5 years already. She's healed.
he's
Thank
Oh,
cancer
God.
free.
God be free.
Mm.
that's right. Thank God. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
God. Thank
Mhm.
God.
But in all this, I think trials they come
Hmm.
uh, not only to teach us a lesson, but to strengthen us for something else.
Yes.
It, it's I feel it's like that. So when it comes, you just embrace it. You welcome it. You just trust God that He allows it because He has a bigger plan, a better plan for us.
Right.
And it's what happened actually when this thing with our son happened.
Oh,
Okay,
Mhm.
we were really grounded already with
Mhm.
God. So parang it shook us a bit, but still the trust and the faith is there, and knowing that God is in control. And
He
that's the
is.
first time that in my Instagram account I made it public because I wanted millions if I can get billions.
People
Lots
pray.
of yes, lots of people praying for him.
That's true. And you did. Yeah. And by God's grace, he made it and now he's cancer free. Correct? Yeah.
He
Yeah.
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask each one of you to give like the best piece of advice that you've learned about marriage?
Okay. Let me start.
Go.
You just have to acknowledge first things first. Acknowledge God. Let God rule your lives as a family, and then trust each other. And ang one thing nice about yung acknowledging her, yung yung the positive, the nice side of your wife, like, hey, you look good today. You yeah, you're thank you for your cooking for me, and then thank you for this wonderful dinner. And then, the small things you have to be appreciative
Mhm.
in everything that she does for you.
Mm-mm.
And you take care of your wife uh, as much as possible, as often as you can, and be the man of the house.
Mana.
Man,
I know.
uh, yeah,
Yeah, mana.
you provide for your family. You respect all of them,
Mm-mm.
and then they should be in respect others, so they will respect you. And that's what we have here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
For me, it's more of
And
what your children see in you as a parent or
Mhm.
as a couple, as man and wife. Uh, you can always tell your children, "Oh, this is how you do it. This is a bit," but the most effective, I think, is the way you walk the talk, the
Yeah.
way you live your life,
Right.
the way you value your relationship with each other. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's more important. What they see, how they see you
Yeah.
as parents, as a couple. That's the best thing that we can do to be a good example to your children. And fathers, I'd like to say I always tell my children, you're so blessed to have a tatay like
Well,
tatay.
you call
They
me
call him
tatay.
tatay. They call me na. You're
Yes.
very blessed. Love your children, really love them. And be a good father to them because yung concept nila of God the Father starts with the earthly fathers that we have.
Yes. Right.
And that's why I guess for some children, it's easier for them to acknowledge and to see who God is in their lives when they see the father, the dad. Our earthly dad would represent actually God the Father.
Grandfather, that's true.
Important, yes, it's
Yeah,
important.
I believe that. Yeah.
As much as I can, yeah, I tried. But
Yes,
it's
we're
easier
not.
said than
No,
done.
nobody's perfect. We all know that. But when they see that you're doing your best, that's more than enough.
That's true. That is so true. Yeah. So I know
And
there's a lot. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, that's it.
Go ahead. Yeah. So I know there's a lot to love about each other, but Christopher, what do you love most about Sandy? And Sandy, what do you love most about Christopher?
She is a strong woman. Uh, I just a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, I just called her the Iron Lady. My life.
Wow.
And in spite of all the things, despite of all of these things happening, about a month ago, I told her that, like she would be in her condition actually.
Yes, because I have a disc problem
This problem
and I'm a kidney patient.
parang ganyan. So, but still, she's up and about. She's bubbly and fun. That's what I like.
And
That's
because
what
he
I like.
taught me like what he tells the children, you got to hold the bull by its horn.
Yeah.
We have our own demons in our minds.
Right.
But you have to deal with that. You have to control it.
Yes.
And that's what I like about Christopher. Yeah. He's very good at that. He's very good. One of the best things about him is like he's a very good counselor. Like even with our friends, when they have problems, with our children,
Yeah.
every time he would counsel or talk to them, he's just so spirit filled. He says the right things all the time, and very encouraging, and it uplifts their spirit somehow. And besides being a really good dad, a very good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's a side of you not many people know. So it's good to bring that out to light, and Sandy being the Iron Lady in your life. So it's a new thing. So,
That was about a month ago.
Yeah, he told the children.
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, and I think that's part of really what makes it work. That's why you're on year 40 and 40 and beyond. This is how we'll look at it. Okay, my last question is how has this whole pandemic changed you, individually, and what will you bring into the world when we are done with this period?
Cathy, it's like I after my condition, I was after my being healed of this COVID thing. I went back to work. I did Love Thy Woman, and it was really rating really
Right.
very, very well. It was on top, and we were in this situation that we have to
Normal.
the new abnormal. The new abnormal. Naka-lock in kami. Ang
Oo.
taping namin was
In a
locked
hotel.
in a hotel. You have to be tested, and then before entering the hotel, everything you take care of your staff and all that, and everything went well. Everything went well. The teleserie was fantastic. Nobody got infected, and thank God for the Pamilya and then Dreamscape. And then I told them when they interviewed me during that lockdown taping, they interviewed me. Just one thing I said, what this thing that is right now happening with us and all over the world, this pandemic thing is, what are we going to be after this? Are we going to be the same people? Are we going to be the same person we used to be? Or are we going to be a better people? Are we going to be better human beings for, kasi this pandemic is telling us something,
Hmm.
right?
Going back to God.
Yes.
It's telling us something. That's this rush thing. I was like, before this pandemic, I was like, and even like, I was always busy. I was always like, if I pray like because I need to pray. I don't pray with the heart anymore. I mean, now the prayers are more deep and more
Yeah.
deeper than it used to be. So yun yung, are we going to be better people after this? This is the test, actually. Ito yung test natin. So what we need is to, move on, but be better people.
Yeah.
Be better people. That's true. Be better people. Thank you, Sandy.
Well, yeah, the same with him. At saka your priorities change, actually. When we used to be worldly, we used to worry about so many things in the world. It's the different. Sige na lang, whatever comes, thank you, Lord. Ganon. And then you have less needs in terms of material things.
No.
And then time is precious, becomes more precious now, especially with our loved ones and our relationship with God, our relationship with people around us.
Hmm.
That's more of your priority now.
Yes.
And yung empathy, if it used to be 100%, it's now 200%.
Oh.
For
Agree.
other people who
For other
are not
people.
as blessed, and
Yeah.
going through a lot. And we cry, both of us, when we pray for like in our people we know
Hmm. Yeah.
were taken by this virus. We cry for them, for the families that were left behind.
True.
And it's overwhelming. When you see it on TV, when you hear it, yung hirap that they go through, it's really overwhelming, and you just cry and you pray for them. I've started praying for people, even people I don't know.
Yeah.
I've started counseling people who would message me in my Instagram. I take the time to read the messages.
Wonderful. Yeah.
People who need encouragement.
Mhm.
And
That's true.
yeah, they need to hear the word. They need to know who God is and what God wants in our lives. What does God want to do now?
That's a good
So wake
point.
up call. Actually, it's a wake up call.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's a
Yes,
wake-up
it
call.
is. Yeah. Yeah. So wonderful. This conversation is like, so much to chew on. I mean, I kind of like, I'm so like, I'm so happy that you gave us this time, and you've inspired and encouraged. I'm looking at the comments here. You've inspired and encouraged a lot of the people who watched us this evening. So there are, a lot of people who are going through anxiety and going through depression, and we've been here 6 months. Congratulations to us, we made it to 6 months, right? But any
Yeah.
final words? Yeah, any final words to people who may be having a burden in their heart tonight? Words of encouragement.
Yeah. This thing is going to just go away. This too will pass.
Yes.
No? It's going to be sooner. I mean, and we should all be ready to become a better person, better people, and think of what's going to be good for our future. Not only good for for ourselves, but for humanity. Yeah.
That's true. Thank you, Sandy.
Andy?
Mine is, well, never stop praying. Don't waver in your faith and trust in God. You want to be encouraged? You want to hear His promises? Read the Word.
Agree.
Let's not waste our Bibles at home na puro alikabok lang. Open it, read it.
That's true. Yeah.
Read it.
And there's no excuse not to read it now because may Bible app na tayo, di ba? I mean, even from your phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. May audio pa nga.
Di ba?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can see really how the Lord has worked in both your lives, in each one of you and both your lives as your life as a couple. So that's really encouraging and that's really inspiring to see. So I pray for more blessings for you for your next, diba? Another 40 years or another whatever and beyond. So, diba?
Cathy, thank you very much.
Thank you very much also for this time.
Super
Cathy.
for this opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And when all this is over, I hope I finally get to see you both in person. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for inspiring.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Take care and
Together.
Yeah.
take care and keep well. Okay. Yeah, much love. Thank you. So don't go away. We'll be back. Thank
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back.
Wow, that was quite an episode, right? So I'm very much encouraged by the passions, of our guests. Really, really inspiring, really, really impressive, really uplifting. I hope you were uplifted by the stories, by the conversations that you heard here this evening. Cholo, would you like to come and join me for
Ay,
our
Miss Kat,
closing?
kamusta po? Yeah.
No, di ba? For a young
Yeah, Miss
person
Kat.
like you,
First
there's
of all, yes, Miss Cat, I have to say, more millennials should watch this. And coming from a young person, I think ano talaga, Miss Cathy, we learn a lot from people around us.
we
And
do.
I think, ano, Miss Cat, if meron tayong takeaway from this episode,
Mm.
parang if our life kung wari is laing, yan para in team po tayo. If our life is laing, so sabi nga ni Sir Noni, di ba, we all have our own version
Yes.
and our own ingredients. So sina Sir Christopher, sina Miss Sandy, we all have our unique take on laing, di ba? So
Yes.
we don't skimp on yung ingredients. And whatever we learn, Miss Kat, throughout life, throughout marriage, throughout growing up, we pass it on to the people we love. Like, either literally bibigay mo yung recipe ng laing mo or you pass it on to your children na this is how me and your mom made it through. And
That's
yan,
true.
I think pinaka-important ingredient based sa show natin, Miss Cathy, is si God. So,
That was
never
so
skimp on having God in your life.
that's true, and it's God who will really carry you through whatever it is that you're going to go through in life, diba? And I like how they were very passionate, diba? Passionate about the word, passionate about faith. Noni passionate about his cooking. You could see how much he's involved in the creation of the lying, and I know he's also very passionate about his family, and nagta-translate talaga yun di ba?
Yes,
You cannot deny that. You cannot deny the passion that one feels towards whatever one is passionate about. So I was so inspired by both their stories. We saw a different side, not the showbiz side, but the personal, the more human side of each one of them.
Yeah, and hopefully ngayon, Miss Cathy, na now that we're in a pandemic, no, I hope kahit hindi man artista yung mga kasama natin sa bahay, yung mga friends natin or co-workers, try to find out yung other side ng friends nyo.
Right.
I mean, let's take the time to get to know them more, di ba? Hindi nga lang naka-Facebook Live, pero
Yes,
or
yes, that's true. Oo, correct. So many things to discover. Really, this is like a period where, ay, nako, so many changes, right? So many
Yes,
changes,
yeah.
so many wake-up calls. So let's be, let's pay attention to that. Okay, so let's close with our final word made by Bing, our artist friend Bing. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love, from 1 Corinthians 13:13. That's true. Love wins, di ba? And
Yes.
this is a perfect scripture, I think, to close our show with.
I agree,
So
Miss
that's
Kat.
the night, di ba? It's really all about love. All about love. Wonderful.
And different kinds of loves on Miss Cathy.
Different kinds of love. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Cholo, for tonight.
Always. Thank you, Miss Cat.
Napatake two lang tayo sa simula, but that's part of it, right?
It's
Masyado akong
sometimes
na-excite
yung-
sa nakita natin.
Yeah,
Maparanta. Oo.
yeah. Well, to be fair, it's an exciting episode, Miss Cat.
Yeah.
And this proved it rin naman.
Yes. Each show is special, di ba? Each show is unique, and I hope that, you take away something every Friday night that, you can use for your own lives, or you can pick up some inspiration that you can chew on and that you can pass on.
And add to your life.
Pass on to others, diba? And add to your light in your life. So thank you. Thank you for joining us again this Friday night. And we will look forward to seeing you again next Friday. Thank you. God bless you, and have a beautiful, restful weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for joining this evening's conversation. See you next Friday night.